Hello, today it is just me. Lauda's actually putting Ani to bed, but she knows what the topic is and she's told me what to say sort of for her part of things. So today I thought we would talk about what Lauda and I are going to do to recommit to getting healthy, getting back into healthy routines. Before Ani, we were doing really well. We'd both dropped a bunch of weight, we're sleeping better, we just felt better in general, and we were in really good workout routines. I usually went in the morning before work, and she would go in the evenings after work because those are our preferred workout times. And we tend to be people that when we're in one healthy routine, our other routines kind of follow suit. So when we were working out regularly, we were tending to eat better in general. So we really want to get back to that. We have tried several times since Ani was born, and in the past, it has just been too hard to coordinate our schedules and make that work. However, we've decided since we're both home and have more time than we have, at least in the past couple months, this is something that we can definitely do. Normally, we would start with our diet and refocus on eating almost entirely fresh foods. However, we're going to flip what we would normally do, which is normally focus on food and then focus on exercise, and switch it. The reason for that is we still don't want to go shopping as often as we would need to if we were focusing on eating fresh foods as the first step. So instead, we're going to focus on getting back into some workout routines. For Lauda, that is going to be doing daily walks, which she has been doing for probably the past week or two, but before that, it was really sporadic and she didn't always prioritize it, and I didn't support her in making that a priority. Now for me, I've been doing daily walks for months, and Lauda's been really supportive with that. So for me, what I'm going to do is during my daily walks, I'm going to pick a chunk probably in the middle of the walk so my body will be warmed up and jog. To begin with, I'm just going to jog until I feel like I am too tired, and then I'll start walking again. I'm a big fan of, when I'm making behavioral changes, taking something I'm already doing and just adding a small positive change to it and then building on that over time. So instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna go for a walk and I'm gonna run for 10 minutes of every walk, for me it is, I'm already walking, so in the middle of it when I'm feeling warmed up, I'm just gonna jog until I'm tired and then I'll walk. And in the past, what's happened for me is I set that kind of a goal, and initially, I'll jog till I'm tired and then I don't feel like jogging anymore, so I just walk, which is also still positive. And over time, one, I can jog for longer and longer periods of time, and then I also feel like jogging more often. So, I'll jog, I'll get tired, I'll walk, and then I'll jog again, and I'll get tired, and I'll walk, and so on. So for me, that's an easy way to stair step up. So that's what I'll be doing. Like I said, Lauda's going to be focusing on going on daily walks, and for her, she is also going to do Saturday body pump classes. The gym we belong to has always offered body pump. She has always really loved it, and obviously right now the gym is closed. However, they are live streaming their body pumps. So she's going to start with a Saturday class because she won't have work to interfere, and we'll go from there. So in addition to that, while I said normally we'd be focusing on eating fresh foods, just because for us that means there is no processed food, we are going to get around this by focusing on, instead of saying we're going to only eat fresh foods, we're going to eat less processed foods. So my first step for that is going to be starting to reduce my caffeine consumption, because my chosen form of caffeine is diet soda, and I know it's not healthy for me, and I also know that I don't need it. I have gone through long chunks of time since Ani's been born where I don't have any caffeine, and I'm fine. My body just gets used to it. Yes, I'm a little tired, but to be honest, even when I'm having the diet sodas, I still feel tired. So my small behavioral change that I'm going to do to start on this sort of long journey is I always have a Diet Coke in the morning, usually right after breakfast, although depending on the day it can be before breakfast. So what I'm going to do is, before I have the Diet Coke, I'm going to drink an equal amount of water. So I usually have a 12 ounce can. I'll drink 12 ounces of water. This has worked for me in the past because essentially my body's getting used to having water first thing, and then I'll start to feel a little too full to have the entire Diet Coke, and over time it'll wean it out. That's worked for me before, so I'm sure it'll work for me again. I would just cut it out, but I definitely get caffeine headaches when my body is used to having it. For Lauda, she's going to do the same thing. She's working on limiting her caffeine. She has a cup of coffee in the morning and will probably continue that, but she also likes a Coke with lunch or in the afternoon, and she's going to focus on slowly weaning that out over time. Additionally, we are going to try to limit our processed meals to 1 a day at first. Most of the time we're already hitting that mark, but there's definitely times when we can do better. We've been relying a lot more on frozen entrees that we can cook, or, she really has a weakness for ramen, so she has ramen a lot, and focus on just actually cooking our food. We'll still be using frozen ingredients and canned ingredients, but those ingredients generally will be like vegetables or pastas or, those will be the big ones, but as well as vegan meats. And she actually has recently bought herself some more chicken and I think shrimp to focus on getting her preferred proteins in. So we're both going to do that. And then additionally for me, I'm going to return to meditating daily. This is something else that before Ani was born, I was very good at doing. Actually, I was up to the point where I was doing 2 meditations a day. And then after she was born, I fell off the wagon for a little bit. I got back on while she was in the NICU and was meditating at least once a day, every day. And probably about the time I started staying home with her, so around the time that I had a big routine change, I quit meditating. And I really want to get back into it because for me, it's just an easy way to kind of set my mental state as well as take an inventory of where I'm at. So the way I'm going to do that is during her first nap of the day, which is usually somewhere around 10 or 10:30, I will start with a 5-minute guided meditation and build from there. And building from there for me can either be a longer meditation, so maybe I'm going to like a 10 or a 15-minute meditation, or it could be adding a second meditation time in. In the past, I've always liked to meditate right when I wake up, but that's not going to work right now because when I wake up, the instant I wake up, I am on childcare duty with Ani. So that's not ideal. I could do some guided breathing, I guess, while watching her play, but mornings are her most interactive time a lot of the days, and it's the easiest time to sit her down and read with her or to really work on building something together. So I don't want to miss out on that. So to begin with, like I said, I'm going to start with meditating during her first nap and then either going longer with that one or adding a second one in during her second nap. All of this to say, yes, there are small changes, but there's a good amount of research that supports once you've made one small change, it is easier and you're more likely to then make more changes that are similar in nature. So if we're trying to get healthier, these little baby steps, once we've kind of mastered them, we can go on to adding either other baby steps or stretching out what we're doing in these. Like I said before, the workout routine being the main one. And ultimately over time, I'll get back to doing body pump with Lauda. I'm not a huge fan of body pump. However, it is a good workout, and strength training is really important. So I know I need to add that back in, but for me personally, cardio is just an easier form of workout to build into my routine initially, and it gets me motivated, and then I'll add the strength training. So these are our new sort of health goals, and we will check back in, I don't know how often, but somewhat routinely, just to kind of see how we're doing with them. And hopefully we start to see some results pretty soon. The other thing I want to say is we both really would like to get more sleep in our routine. However, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen with where Ani's at in her sleep. She has not been a great sleeper since she was discharged from the NICU, which we were warned about. So I think what we're going to do is focus on trying to get better sleep. For me, that is going to be not using my phone when I'm in bed at night. I don't tend to play on it for a very long period of time, but I am on it usually before I fall asleep, which I realize is not ideal. So that, for the time being, is how we're going to focus on better sleep. So all of that to say, we will check back in sometime soon on how we're doing. Hopefully you guys are all healthy, happy, and making the best of the situation we're in. But we will see you tomorrow. Bye!